I just want for you to explain to us what exactly is life insurance, and is that something that is necessary for us to have out here in America? Hi, everybody. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to have a very nice conversation, something that we don't talk about often enough, and are probably annoyed when we're hearing about it, but it's very, very necessary. So we'll get right into that. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to everyone who's been watching us. Shout out to my friend whose birthday is coming up soon. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to that.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if anybody's coming and joining us for the very first time, we want to say thank you so much for stopping by. If you don't know what we're about, we are Eye to Eye Podcast. We are here inspired to influence to deal with the Haitian community by bringing them educational information, just talking about regular conversation that's going on, because we want to empower our community and keep them in the loop of things. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button so that you can get notification of every time we are coming on. And I got my co-host here with me today, Miss Jazz.
Hey guys, hello. Thank you so much for tuning back in. It is much appreciated. I'm so happy to bring this episode to you guys, where we'll literally be talking about, things are just so important. And, within the Haitian community, it's one of those things that, even though it's talked about, it's not talked about enough for there to be actual changes within it. So for today, guys, we have Peggy St. Fort, aka Zuli.
Hey, hello, everybody. Hi.
Yes, everybody, please welcome Zuli. Zuli, I'm so excited to have you here. We are so appreciative of all of this information you're about to give us, and let's get into it.
All right.
Yes, tell us a little bit about Ms. Zuli so we could get this going.
Absolutely, guys. So we guys have beautiful Zuli here with us today. Zuli is originally from Brooklyn, New York, and currently resides in Georgia. Zuli is a CEO of Wise Financial Solutions. Wise Financial Solutions was founded in 2021. And if you're wondering, at Wise Financial Solutions, their mission is to offer comprehensive financial solutions in order to educate and empower. They cover a wide range of financial solutions, including life and health insurance products, such as Medicare, ACA plans, and whole and term life, and final expenses, and more. So with that being said, again, guys, let's give a round of applause for Zuli. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
Yes. And what I wanted to ask you, Zuli, is what is the thing that made you choose this route in being a financial solutions consultant?
Well, first of all, I wanted to take control of my financial earnings, my destiny, just in terms of how I wanted to grow and build my own business. And I wanted to take my life into my own hands and not having to clock in and clock out every day. Because I realized that that wasn't for me. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to go down this road. And another reason why I went down this road was because my mother, who at the time was Medicare age, and it was like learning a different language. She didn't know up from down. And then when I even tried to get control and get a grasp of all of the Medicare Advantage, ABC, Medicare supplement, it was very, very daunting. So at that point in time, I started to do some research and I said, you know what? I might be able to while I'm learning this, I can make a career out of this as well. So everything just fit right into place. Then I started with Medicare. and learning the ins and outs about that. And then naturally, life insurance came into the picture as well, and some other products that we also use. And here I am today.
Well,
Here I
we
am
are
today.
thankful.
Yes,
So
yes.
I just want to let everybody know what we will be discussing today. We are going to discuss with Ms. Zuli here the value of life insurance. So I'm so glad you decided to hit that path by learning about your mom. Now
Yep.
you've become an advocate, or you've pioneered yourself into this path. So now you get to share it with us about
Yes.
the for the Haitian community, really. So
Yes.
I'm Haitian, Jess is Haitian, you have Haitian descent as well.
Yes.
I just want for you to explain to us what exactly is life insurance, and is that something that is necessary for us to have out here in America?
Yes, life insurance is just, let's just say, protection. Okay, one of the values of having life insurance is having, let's start with a peace of mind, first of all. We're already going through a traumatic situation with having to deal with the death of a loved one. And life insurance makes it just a little bit easier for you to be able to pay those remaining debts, to arrange a proper final arrangement for this person. And even replacing income. When you lose a part of the family that was producing income, what's going to happen? Are the kids going to be able to still go to basketball in private school? Are you going to be able to pay your mortgage and your bills with the loss of an income? So life insurance also covers loss of income, okay? Debt repayment. Those are important because the death of a loved one could definitely take you into a financial crisis. And that's something that unfortunately happens when folks, pass away and are not prepared for that.
Okay, so how early would you say that someone should start investing into because apparently I feel, most people are concerned about when they leave instead of leaving here. Other people feel it's different. Like you should focus on your afterlife once
Right.
you're gone. So
Right.
how early should someone start planning?
I would suggest you start planning as early as birth.
Ooh.
As early as birth. Yes. Why is it important? Because depending, and let's just talk about whole life for a quick second. Let me just shift real quick. Getting a whole life term policy at a child's birth sets them up for success. Okay. I have a story, Master P, who's like a rapper, entrepreneur. His grandfather left him $25,000 in a life insurance policy when he passed away. And that's how he started his business. Okay. You get a child from birth, you cover them with protection. By the time they reach high school, they can buy a car. You can borrow against that whole life policy. You can pay for college. People often pay for college with whole life policies, start a business, all types of different endeavors.
So let me understand, if you have a whole life insurance, you're saying once you pass, all of that money can go towards your
What I'm saying is if you get a life insurance, whole life insurance policy at birth with one of your children, it grows, it accumulates cash value over the years, which you can borrow against your policy to use to create more wealth. Okay, it's a way to create wealth.
Did not know that.
So,
Did not know that.
sorry, Daz.
No, go ahead.
So in
girl,
other
go
words, I tend to hear the term generational wealth. And
Yes.
so with the whole term life insurance, that's essentially what you're giving, is that generational wealth, in other words.
Not with term insurance. Term insurance is different than whole life insurance. Term insurance does offer you a lump sum of death benefit payments. However, term life insurance plans end. So you can get a policy for 10 years, pay $20 a month for 10 years. Once that 10 years is over, the policy's over. Whole life is not like that. Whole life stays the same for the whole entire length and duration of that policy. Okay, the difference between term and another difference between term and life is that term is cheaper. You'll see commercials on TV that tell you get $100,000 or $300,000 policy for $10 a month. Okay, it'll start at $10 a month, but it could go up. And remember, it ends. So in essence, you're paying into a system for 10 years, and at the end of 10 years, if you're still alive, it really didn't benefit you. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Whereas whole continues to grow throughout the life of the policy.
Now let me ask you this, Zuli.
Yes.
So I'm Haitian.
Yes.
I come to America. I'm 45, 50 years old.
Yeah.
How can I get into this life insurance when I won't accumulate as much if, I started 50 years ago?
Well, with life insurance, you can get policies at any age. Okay, you can get a policy at 70. Based on, now remember, some of these policies are based on certain criterias. The insurance company has criteria for you to be able to get a policy. But thankfully, I work with over 100 carriers where we issue policies to people who have diabetes, people who have terminal conditions such as well, not terminal AIDS, kidney dialysis, and all of, we have guaranteed plans that can assist people with those as well. So it doesn't really matter what age you are or even what condition you're in, you can potentially find a plan that works for you. And then of course there are pros and cons of that, the range of how much you want. Do you want 25,000 to be able to cover your final expenses, that's it? Or do you want 100,000 to be able to help support your family members until they can get on their feet and recuperate from their loss?
With something like $100,000, what is the likelihood of a monthly minimum being cheap enough for you to handle?
It all depends on your age, whether you smoke, every male or female, it just depends on the demographic. It really does. You can start with a policy at, for someone who's typically healthy, no issues, whatever, for $100,000, maybe like $100, $120, depending on the carrier. If you're looking for more like, 50,000, then we start getting less and less. Most folks just want that final piece. That's what I find. They're trying to just make sure that's all set up. But I try to, educate the folks that I work with and try to inform them that, putting in a little bit more is going to be more beneficial.
Now I know that most people actually get life insurance through their job. Is this something you could get if you're not working?
Most people get life insurance through their jobs, but remember, once they leave the job, they are not insured anymore.
Right.
Okay, that's through the job, while they're working for that job. I mean, oftentimes you may be able to convert or switch over after you leave a place of employment. But just for the record, once you leave, you're not protected anymore. Okay. As far as not working, someone can cover their spouse. One person is working and the other one isn't. You can cover them that way. That's one way of being protected. And if you have the resources, you can cover yourself, whether you have a job or not. You can cover your premium payments, then you're fine.
Okay. So what I wanted to ask you, Zuli, is, so we spoke about, insurance and getting it through your work.
Yes.
What if you're in a situation where you're not employed, you don't have a job?
Right.
So with that being said, how do you sign up for insurance if you're not getting it through your employer?
Then you would talk to someone like me.
Okay.
So I'm a licensed life and health insurance broker, and I work with multiple carriers. Okay. And I'm licensed in over 17 states. So I'm able to help folks throughout the country, get health and life insurance coverage as well. Again, once you have the resources to be able to pay the premium is the monthly bill. it doesn't matter if you're working or not, as long as the bill is paid. So for example, you're married, your husband has a job and he wants to take a policy out on you. As long as he can pay the bill, not a problem. Someone left you an inheritance, you want a policy, you can go ahead and pay that. Remember, it is for the life of the policy. So as long as you're alive.
Right.
Does
Pay the premium.
as long as you stay alive, so stay alive. Does does the monthly premium go up, or is it like a steady?
With whole life, you're going to find that the premiums stay stable. They mostly stay the same throughout the life of the policy. Term policies, which are your $100,000 policy plus, you're going to find that the rates do change and they can go up with time.
I have one question for you, Zuli. So with what you just said, so when it comes to whole life insurance, so let's just say, for example, I was contributing, I don't know, let's say $60 per month, right?
Right.
In the event I decided, you know what, I started contributing 60 a month, but I feel like I'm in a space where I can contribute more. Is that also possible to contribute more along the way if you wanted to? Not to say that it happens along the way like it does with the term life insurance. But, with the whole life insurance, could we definitely change what we're contributing along the way is basically what I'm
saying. The good news is that even from the beginning, once I do my consultation with you, we can determine exactly what you want to contribute to your own policy. And then we'll design something specific to your needs. And of course, if it's something you want to change, you can absolutely change it. You can increase your benefits or lower your benefits. What I wouldn't suggest is completely stopping. When you stop, yes, of course you can catch up. They give you time to catch up and what have you, but it still takes time away from building the value of the plan itself.
So that's not something that is transferable. Meaning if you started with one insurance agency, then you don't like them anymore and you want to carry over to someone else, will they put that into consideration that you've always had? Just no.
More than likely, no. More than likely, I would say more than likely, no. But there may be, exceptions. If it's a parent company, if they're affiliated, it's possible, but more than likely, no. Switching, you can definitely switch, but remember the benefit, you're going to lose some benefits there. If you've been paying, now some companies do offer you your payments back. If you decide you don't want to, there's a certain period of time there's a time frame when you can do that. And then there's a time frame where you can lose all of that as well. Lose all that you invested. Yeah. So there's pros and cons to both of them. It just depends on your lifestyle, what you want and how you want to go about getting it, really. It's very personalized, really. So it's not something.
I'm curious to know, has there been a case where someone has been paying insurance pretty much all their lives, and then when it comes time to pay out, they actually don't get anything because there was a stipulation that wasn't clear? No? Okay, good.
No, it may take time. It may take time. And you hear that a lot in cases of like artists, like Whitney Houston. It took a minute for them because there's a lot of proceedings in that, right? I mean, obviously she probably had like millions in, life insurance, but there are times where, you have to go through litigation, through courts and all kinds of different things. But typically when you're working with multiple millions of dollars, so the process is held up, but never not pay. No, never not pay.
So for clarity, Peggy, can you tell us how you have the Haitian lineage in your background?
Sure. My mother and father are from Haiti. They came over in the 60s and was born in Brooklyn, Flatbush.
So say Haitian. Okay, bon.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's bring it home, Zuli. Let's bring it home, right?
Yes.
Now you know how our Haitian people think.
Yes.
They don't really most Haitians that I don't know about for you ladies, right? But most Haitians that I know, they don't believe in life insurance. They think that whatever bien you're getting, you're gonna try to kill them ahead of time just so you could take all of that.
Mhm.
What advice do you have for those type of people who feel that I figured out how to live life, you figure out how to live life, don't wait on my wealth to pass on to you?
Well, I think that first we got to change the way that we look at that. You know, life insurance is a personal thing. It's like a personal, life decision, like having children or choosing, a certain career path or something like that. It's personal to you, and so it's something that, yes, you can leave your last wishes, but it's not something you want to like publicize. I think that's one of the things. One of the things is, and that, typically when we are using it in our context, it's not a good thing. It's like in a bad way. Oh, you're not gonna kill Mubakchiem, whatever. But you don't want to, you know what I mean? So we got to change how we look at it first. The mindset, your mindset is definitely how important it is to you, values, in teaching children, very young. Yeah, I would encourage the younger folks that are listening to invest in that, invest in themselves. You start a policy even at the age of 20 or 30. In 20 years, 30 years, it builds cash value. You can start a business, you can get a down payment for your house, et cetera, et cetera. It's like borrowing from the bank. That's exactly what it is. I'm sure you've heard that term. You can borrow from your policy.
Yes. You know what? With what you guys just said, you touched on something. You're saying how you don't have to know. So with the example that Daz gave, so you're basically saying, in other words, if you are a Haitian that thinks that way, where mbableti munyo aptuyem, where kwere kaptuyem puko blanc, is there a way that they can do it where nobody else has to really know, and that's just kind of one of those things in the background, so that in the event the passing does happen, you'll just find maybe a lawyer contacting the children or whatever have you, and letting them know, hey, listen, with your passing, sorry, so on and so forth, but this is what your parents have created, and this is what the how we're going to divvy it out, so on and so forth. So
sure.
So in other words, is it possible to just do it to where everybody's not necessarily aware?
I set up people with plans where the funeral home, everything is set up. I bring everything to them. Their final wishes, book, what kind of service or celebration. Do they want a service? Do they want a celebration of life? Do they want a trip? Do they want, a dinner? I mean, it's all on you. It's all on you. And that's why I said it's personalized. It's something that you have to do for yourself. And I typically think people like like you just mentioned, the ones that think people are going to kill them or whatever, are not in the mindset to be able to know what the value of insurance is, what life insurance is.
I think the better question is, Zuli, how do we get them educated to even know of this, right? Because Haitians, you're putting their bien, like Kai, land, things of that nature, but I don't know that they usually talk about life insurance. That's what I would like to know. How can we get them to open up to that concept now that we're in 2024?
Well, just, just conversation, non-threatening type conversations, conversation, empowering and education, because when you educate someone, you're empowering them to make better decisions and better choices. And again, it comes down to value. How important is it to, my kids are going to miss me already. I'm not going to be here to, see my grandkids, take care of them. Hey, how about I leave something behind, a legacy that they can always remember me by, or something that can always, bring them something positive in their lives. So it's just conversations like how we're having right now, like how we're talking. Someone reaches out to me, I talk to them the same way. I, doing assessment, see what's important to you.
Yeah, that's why we brought you on board, so you could explain to us what is life insurance, so that now when they're watching this pod, they might think like, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. I could
Right. No, it
how
isn't.
much
Yeah.
and find out, a good monthly premium that I can actually. Now, let me ask you this last question.
Sure.
If somebody's taking a life insurance out on somebody else, like I'm taking a life insurance out on Jess. Jess is my family. I love her dearly. And I'm like, oh, should something happen? I don't want to deal with the drama. Let me get a life insurance on Jess. Do I need to let Jess know that I took out a policy on her?
Great question.
That is a good question. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's room for a lot of nefarious things happening if you're taking out a policy on Jess and Jess doesn't know that there's a policy out on her. You know what I mean? So yes, you absolutely have to let them know. And hey, by the way, even it's interesting that you said that, because if you have a business together, you can take out a policy on your business partner. You know that. You guys know that, right?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm taking out a policy on you.
Wow.
Of course. Yes, yes, yes. Kobe Bryant.
I'm being transparent. I didn't know that. So this is news to me. I didn't know you could take a policy out on your business partner.
If you have a business partner, okay, and your business is generating millions of dollars a year between the two of you, and your business partner passes away, you want to replace that. You want to replace, because how's the business going to continue to grow? You need both of you to continue to have the business to grow, right? So in order to replace Jess, we're going to have to hire someone. We're going to have to put this out, advertising, so on and so on and so forth. So that's how that kind of works.
So Daniel, we're taking out a policy on you.
Yes. Right. This is what I would like to see in a conversation about life insurance, the smiles and the laughter, because honestly, this is your statement, your final statement. And, we don't want to go through the, GoFundMe and the, cooking, backyard grilling, selling plates type situations.
And that happens a lot with our people.
It does. Because yeah.
And I think we don't talk about how costly a funeral actually is either.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Funerals today are running from, the sky is the limit, obviously. I've seen some interesting ones, and the face of funerals are changing more and more. As you can see, sometimes they have the drive-through funerals now. Some people pose at a table with things that they like on a motorcycle, or things that they have birds and all kinds of different. You can get liquefied. You don't have to be cremated. There's so many different that's a whole nother.
Yes, I've seen it. So that's how you're saying it. I'm over here like, oh my gosh, I've seen that. Like, that was so interesting. But
it is interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we are actually going to be running out of time. So I just want to thank you so much for coming through and shedding some light on this, because it's a shocker to me. And I'm happy to have that information. So for the people watching, I just want to let you guys know that you are your most valuable asset. If you can insure your home, your car, your jewelry, your whatever, and they will pass, why not insure you? You will pass too, but at least upon your passing, somebody else can get a blessing.
Absolutely.
Out of that. So I don't know if you guys need to get confirmation or information more from Zuli. We're going to have her information on the post below.
Link down
below. You can reach
below.
out to her. You deal with anybody from any state, right?
Yes. I'm sorry, repeat that?
No, I said anybody from any state can reach out to you, right?
Yes.
She's in Atlanta, but if you're in Jersey, shout out to Jersey.
Jersey.
Come through Florida, anywhere in the 50 states. She will definitely answer some questions. I don't know, Jess, Zuli, do you guys have any last word for our people?
Yes, I do. Honestly, guys, I know within the Haitian community, there's this thing of fear that typically gets the best of us. I just want everybody tuned into this episode. Listen, this is an open space. It's a safe space. We're here to grow, learn, and just get this knowledge together. So I encourage you. I encourage you greatly. I encourage you. If you have any other questions, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Let's just first put that out there. If you don't know, you don't know. And the whole goal is to ask so you can know. So I encourage you, please, if you have any other questions or, concerns that we did not cover in this episode, please feel free. Leave the comments down below. We could talk about it as a community. We're going to leave Zuli's information down below as well. So if you, don't want to necessarily find yourself in a comment section, reach out to Zuli, because this is so important. And this is something that I also do feel like we need. So with that being said, guys, like I said again, I encourage you, no such thing as a stupid question. Get out there, ask whatever you need to know, and let's get on the right foot. Let's get on the right path. 2024, we're here to elevate and just do better. And this is part of elevating. And that's just the bottom line, So yes, please guys, ask your questions. Put them down below, please.
And
Zuli,
like Zuli said, all the young people, listen, young people, let's wake up. Like let's elevate ourselves. If you guys go to churches, make sure they're having those kind of conversation in your congregation. These are very important information. And if you're not sure what's up, like we already said a couple of times already, contact Zuli to find out, do I need to have life insurance? I get life insurance? Do I want life insurance?
That's right.
Help you out.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
All right, well, guys, this is it. This is our show for today. I don't know if Miss Zuli has any last word before we show out.
I just wanted to, again, thank you guys for thinking of me when you thought of this topic. And I'm very proud of you ladies for coming out here and doing so much, educating our community, allowing them to speak their truths, allowing them to be open. And I love the platform. Thank you so much again. And yes, contact me for your life, health insurance needs, and more, and more.
Nice. Well, well said. Thank you so much. We are happy that you landed on our path and then you are supporting this community. So now that we have a little bit more information, let's just see if we do better. Let's do better.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So guys, until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that good stuff. And we are sending you love from the other side.
Yes. Love. And guys, be prosperous.
Have
a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.
All right. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.